What's up? What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we got to winterize the old girl, old Duster. So let's get into it. Talk about where it's been and what's happened. First things first, we got to pull the trailer out, and it's been raining. But I got this little 2-inch hitch on there for the open trailer. We got to put our enclosed trailer hitch on, so get this swapped over. Hey, much better. Now it don't look like a big dually, that itty bitty little trailer hitch. I'll lie to you, look kind of funny. Boy, the hair's a mess. My truck's full of work supplies, so don't mind that. So you put two and two together, that means the Duster's down for the year, which it's been down for the year for a little over a month. It's not been good. This combination has been kicking our butts. Now, I know I haven't been uploading a lot. Kind of that's kind of me at this point. I want to, but I get self-conscious. We just kind of quit making videos of the Duster. Well, truth be known, I worked really hard, and I was more focused on making it run good than I was making videos. Well, one race I really wanted to hit was the No Name Nationals. So we felt like we had the car tested enough to what we knew what it was going to do. So we figured we can go to No Name Nationals. The car hasn't been right all along, which we know this. But I felt like it ran good enough we could take it there, make a good showing. And it could do what we wanted it to. So I've cleaned up the engine bay. I really even wanted to have the car in primer. Obviously that did not happen. But we got the motor as well as we're going to get. And we loaded it up and took it there. Now, this car, so I'll tell you what it does. Out here on a street or closed off street, Mexico, if there's no load on the car will fly. I'm talking about, get a little bit of wheel speed from the hit, carry it through. RPM graph looks great. It does what it's supposed to. You put it on a track where it's kind of glued down. It doesn't like it. It won't climb past like 5,900. It's a dog out the hoe. That means one of two things. Well, it really means one thing, that something's going on in the valve train. What we come up with is the valve springs, they're brand new, but they're too weak. Open, they got a little bit over, I miscalculated. I ordered them, completely my fault. They got like 680 pounds open. They're 312 on the seat, but they're only 571 for an inch, and we got a 668 cam, with 18 valve lash, so that brings it down to 650. Do the math. It's under 700 open, right over 700, right around 700. This thing really needs to be around 900 plus. Our push rods, their 083 wall, I think they're deflecting a little bit. So what we need is stronger springs and push rods. Also, so we'll run this. We went to the No Name Nationals, right? First, get the car out, go through tech. It's leaking a little bit of water, which we had just worked on the water system. So I was like, okay, it's not bled correctly. So we bled it, and then we go to make first pass. Here that is. So as you see, the car coughed in the burnout, and then I kind of cleared it out a little bit and then tried to do a burnout. It wouldn't even do a burnout. which this car is real finicky. A lot of times it won't do the burnout unless the boost controller's on. Did I let you something else we knew? Because the springs, right? You know, then the car started leaking water on the track. So Brian backed me out. We drove back to the trailer. And then we was like, okay, let's make sure the coolant system's bled. So we bled it, and it was no longer leaking over. So I go up to make the second pass. Now we got a lazy tune-up in this thing. It should go like mid-5s. Like pretty lazy tune-up. Do the burnout. Burnout goes good. Boost controller's on, so we know the burnout was going to do good. And then somehow we don't have the footage of that, but I let go of the button and it's just a dog. And it goes, roar, and I about let out of it, but about that time it started coming in. It felt great. And then splash. As you can see, the remnants all over the windshield. About 200 foot out. Y'all know what that is. That's a head gasket. And oh my God. Y'all look at the ladybugs. Where'd y'all even come from? Anyway, so car's also got a head gasket. I'm not doing this anymore. We're going to O-ring the heads. So we're going to take them up to Dale Mears up in Kentucky. We're going to let him cut an O-ring into the heads, and we're going to run a copper gasket. We're done with it. But we got it open now. What we need to do is we need to drain the fuel, drain the water out of this car. Here, no half-ass cave. Alright, so we need that gas one, and we need this E85. Yep, that one's empty. We need that one, and we need this gas one. If y'all haven't watched the last video, boy, was I tearing some stuff up with half-ass. It'll print tickets. We're about to change it all up, so it won't do that no more. But it's been a good car. I've ran it 4 times, got money every time, but one, I went out first round, is just because I couldn't cut a light up there at Dyersburg. My dad's ran it about 4 times too, and I think he's made money every single time he's ran it. So, half-ass is working. Now that it's working so good, we're going to put some heads, cam, and a converter in this car. And it's running like 690s, but for a 470 stroker, that's, converter's all wrong for it. The car should run like 640, 630s. We'll be happy 650s or faster. So, got this stuff. Let's head back over to the Duster. First thing we need to do to this car is drain the E85 out of the cell. Dang it, boy, this got a lot. As you see, remnants of our blown head gasket. Yeah. It's got a lot of fuel in it. So, we're going to try to get all that out. That's step 1. For these Harbor Freight liquid transfer pumps are money. I thought I was about to have to bust open the AN lines down there at the bottom of the cell, but I was like, why don't I just pump it out? So it's going good. I like this thing. Alright, so use the pump, got, what, 4 gallons of E85 out? About to put about 3 gallons of this is just pump 93 gas. And I'll explain that why here in a second. So got the E85 out, got the 93 in. We did that because E85 is obviously corrosive, so my like $2,000 fuel pump and my injectors and all that stuff are going to get corroded. It's already been sitting a month, so I'm a little worried about it right now. But once we finish all this up, we'll crank it up, let it run gasoline through. You know, we'll take like 30% out of the fuel map. We'll let it run just a few seconds, get gasoline through everything, make sure it mixes up, and should be good to go. Up next, I'm going to go ahead and pull the parachute so it doesn't need to sit in this bag. That's how you get moldy, nasty parachute. So, first thing we're going to do is pop off this, then we're going to go hit it. We're going to put the cable back on so it don't hit me in the face. And then take off the pin, pull the cable, let it fly out, and then we'll shake it out and put it in the car. So we'll just toss that guy in there, come up here, parachute's out, and get this bad boy loaded up in the car. Parachute's in the car. Up next, we gotta drain the water. So, rear mount radiator. We're gonna do something about this too. I'm not doing these games anymore. I think I'm gonna go to a king cooler and go up front. But first, it's got plugs down here at the bottom. We can pop those and drain the system. Okay. So now, I really don't have a good plan other than it's just gonna run on the floor. Being wood floor too, that's probably not good. But I don't have a whole lot of choice right now, so there you go. It's acting like there's not a whole lot in it. Alright, so put that plug there. Let's pop out the other plug. And then we gotta get the block. Lied, there is no other plug. So maybe it'll help if we just do that. I don't know. Oh yeah, there it goes. Now she's pouring. Yeah. Already got to replace that board anyway, so not too worried about it. So let's move up front and let's drain the block. For me to be able to drain the block. Oh, no, I dropped you. I got to get the diaper off. Maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the diaper off. So this is gonna be fun. All right, so got the diaper off, old girl. I just need to drain the block. I thought there was one on each side, but apparently it's only on this side. Sweet. We also got to air up that tire over there too. Yeah, sorry. The tire's flat. I had to use the dikes to cut the zip ties. So, find a way to air up that tire. And so, you know, my poor rims or my poor tires. Either way, I can buy new tires. Those rims are expensive. Get that aired up and get this block drained. So I got the block draining finally. Oh god, I really probably should have grabbed a pan, but oh well, at this point it is what it is. All right, whoa, time has come. Let's take some fuel out of this thing and get it cranked up. All right, so everything's off. Let's get into the Holly. Just what? Okay. USB link. We're gonna get from ECU. All right. So we're gonna go under 2,000. We're gonna pounds per hour. That's how I tune. Under 2,000, and we're gonna just get 30% out of this. So we're gonna control 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 28%. Okay. So it's in there. Let's see if she'll start. Let's monitor. All right. Let's reprime the fuel because it wasn't even getting fuel pressure. All right. Come on, baby. All right. And again. Okay, well, this has got freaking gas in there. It's kind of weird. It wasn't starting, then it will start. It might be flooded. I don't know. That's my fuel pump. I think the weather's doing something crazy. Air is working. I'm not quite sure what's happening. I think fuel pump's clogged. Dang it, boy. That's no bueno. But we got the car started up on the 93 and it went through the injectors and it went through the fuel pump. But I bet you anything those fuel filters are clogged, which is fine. They can clog as long as the pump's okay. That don't sound good. 15.9 volts. Like it should be doing something. Not whatever it's doing back there. That don't sound good at all. We got all the lights work. I got the headlights on so you can see me better. One more time. Yeah, something's going on back there. But it's good enough for me. I'm just gonna jump that relay right quick and make sure that the fuel pump is working. I sure hope it is, because it's about $2,000. Okay, it was just a relay, because I got it all. Make sure she's good and mixed up in there. Alright, I feel better about that. So, just a relay. I do think I got to rethink my relay choice, because so right now it's got two 8-gauge wires going down to the pump, and I just hooked it up to this 8-gauge, and boy, it got hot real fast in that short amount of time. And this is what it did to the old fuse. So probably gonna put a solid state on that. That'd probably be the fix if I had to guess. Last thing we're gonna do is pull this battery out. I'm gonna take it inside and I'm gonna put it on like a trickle charger. And like every couple of days, I'm gonna take it off, put it back on, take it off, put it back on. Keep this $500 freaking 16-volt battery good, so that it'll last us. I got grease all in my eye. So I'll pull this battery out real fast. Then I'll put this baby up. So car's put up. We got the battery in here. We're just gonna put it on charger, let it float for a couple of days, and then take it off for a couple of days, then put it back on, let it float. Reason we're not working on the Duster just yet. This is my son's 2011, I really don't know what it is. I think it might be a 2012 335i. It's the twin turbo V6 all-wheel drive BMW. When we bought it, it ran great. No check engine lights, nothing. Drove it about 20 miles. Motor locked up. I can't even make it up. So I've been trying to get this motor out of here, and we're going to rebuild it. Pretty sure that it's spun a rod bearing. Jesus Christ, why can't I talk? Spun a rod bearing. So we're just going to put a new crank, new rods in it, all new gaskets, and let him drive it. He just turned 16 back in August. So, and we got this for him right before his birthday. Really, my wife's mother, she helped out a whole lot. But yeah, blew it up on the way home. And it's every time I get close, I got to buy another part. Or not another part, but another tool. I've had to buy, stupid sockets and inverted Torx. Not a big deal. Now we're sitting here waiting on a 36 millimeter spline socket, just so I could take off the front axles. Because the front diff is part of the oil pan on this thing. BMWs, man. So once we get this finished out, but once I get that socket in, the only thing I got left is that, the downpipes, housing bolts and motor mount bolts, and then she's coming out. So that's cool. I just need those sockets to get here. I probably could have went to Harbor Freight and bought them, but I ain't think nothing about it. It's got its own special spark plug socket that was freaking $30. Is what it is. So get this out, verify that it is a crank, or not a crank, but a spun rod bearing. I'm not even gonna mess with the Sheen shop. A crank for this thing is like $400. Rods are like $120, and a complete gasket kit's like $200. So if that's the issue, as long as the block's fine, we're putting rods and a crank in this thing, sending it on its way, and the son's gonna start driving it again. I say again because he's never drove it ever. It's crazy. But anyway, that's what we've been up to. The Duster's now winterized, and they'll sit in there until we get done with this thing. Once we're done with this thing, then the Savoy cam, heads, converter, and it should go 650s. It's got Edelbrock heads on it now. They've been ported, but we got some NDSR heads, a way bigger camshaft. I think that one's like a 609, and we're going to like a 690. And that converter is like an off-the-shelf converter. We have a converter spec'd for the new combination. It's sitting right up there in one of those PTC boxes. So we're going to get that done. Should run 650s. The Satellite has a head gasket. It's down. My car head gasket technically, but we're going to go get the heads O-ring, valve springs, push rods, and we're going to try to get into some paint this winter. So thank you guys so much for watching. I know it was kind of like a long out of the, we didn't really do much, but that's the update on where we're at. So appreciate you guys for watching. See you next one. Peace.